Namaste, Galactic family. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Come on into this dimension. I have an energy update that I want to share with you guys today. I have been meaning to get some updates out to you guys. Things currently have just been really crazy. My plate has been really full. I have a lot of really exciting new things coming up, such as launching a new Starseed course uh, with Pink Bella Aloha and Lightstar that we're going to be doing the last day of March, first week of April. So I've just currently been kind of doing a lot of work on the back ends of things with trying to prepare all of the course outline and content that we're going to bring to the table. And I have to say, I'm so excited. I'm so thrilled. I'm so honored to be working with these two beautiful, divine, feminine teachers and pioneers in the Starseed community. Really just excited about the infinite potential of what this Starseed container is going to look like for everyone who decides to take this journey with us. And so that's coming soon, guys. It's not officially up on the website or anything or launched, but it is something that we're working really due diligently to make it become available for when it is. So I'll be keeping everyone posted when that happens. I'm also working really hard and preparing for the Washington, D.C. event as well. So that's something that we're getting everything together for right now. So currently I've just been a little MIA because of all these really big projects that have been taking up a lot of my time to put together. And I just can't wait to share all of this. I'm so excited. I feel so blessed. I feel so honored. I feel so humbled by the abundance of the universe. And I thought it was a beautiful day to come up to the park and get some fresh air. Apologies if my eyes start to water. It is a little bit windy and the sun does seem to keep going in and out of the clouds. But I have to tell you, the fresh air feels really good. I've been really needing this. I have an energy update today, and I want to really dive in and talk to you guys about what I've been observing in the collective. What has been coming up for me personally as well in terms of what I'm working through and clearing. And I've been really realizing that what has been coming up is this deeper level of clearing what is really rooted in the reversal energies. I think it's been a time of difficulty for many. I think it's been a time of struggle for many. While we may feel polarized in a lot of ways of our lives, where part of us are accelerating and ascending to new heights and new levels and new attainments, but other aspects of us are also, I think, emotionally dealing with hardships, dealing with more of the desperate acts of humanity. I've seen a lot more things come up in terms of people dealing with relationship struggles, people dealing with struggles with family dynamics, people dealing with correspondence and correlations of quarrels and arguments. So while we're fragmented and almost polarized in a lot of ways, where we have these niches or baskets that are growing and being fulfilled, but then there's this equal opposite imbalance that is really affecting, I would say, the emotional body, the bioenergetic sphere, the heart chakra, the sacral chakra, the throat chakra. And what I've been seeing come up and clear through this has been all about clearing the seeds of hatred. Okay, it's really rooted in the core frequencies of the living shadow of the Earth collective matrix, the fear matrix, also what is extended through portal systems into shadow realms, shadow systems, the WISA systems. And those portals have not been collapsed here on this Earth. So what I want to do in this energy update is I really want to address darkness. I want to address it because in hopes that we can bring light as the light shines down on me, in hopes that we can bring in some sunshine today for anyone who might need to hear this message today, for anyone that might be feeling the tears of separation within themselves, for those that might be feeling gosh, I feel so blessed even that the sun shines on my face right now, even though it's blinding me from the camera. It just feels like healing energy. It feels nurturing. It feels loving. It feels like what the sun should feel like, right? It's vitamin D. It's the accelerative force that provides and gives life here on this earth. So if you're struggling with darkness right now, just I really encourage you to just go get some sunshine, go get some fresh air. The thing is we're all human at the end of the day, right? We're all here and we all share similar vulnerabilities. We all share similar weaknesses. We all share similar hardships and situations that come upon us in our life. And that's what connects us, you guys. That's what makes us be able to form bond, form connection, exist through our empathy and compassion. And it's really needed right now for us to, I think, extend ourselves to those in need, like those that are going through hardships, those that are struggling in situations of feeling separated inside, feeling abandoned, lonely, all of these things. Like if you have someone in mind that when I say these things, if they come up inside your heart, I mean, you should definitely reach out to that person right now because they probably need support. And I just really have intuited that overall the collective has been in a difficult spot. And I think we have been for a little while. And where I think this comes from is through an emotion on this earth. That really, at the end of the day, this emotion that is what is a part of the tearing, a part of the separation, a part of the lack, the non-empathy, the judgment, the narcissistic behavior, the attacks, the betrayal, the hardships, the emotion that I think that this comes from, it ultimately comes from the old dark ones. Okay, it ultimately comes from the original root of evil on this earth. It originally comes from the enmity that is between us and our healing, between us and our spirituality, between us and our conviction, our strength. It comes from the Cthulhus. It comes from the Dagon. It comes from the Dark Brotherhoods and the seeds of Maldek, the seeds of Moloch and Baal, the polarized vibration. This is what's at the depth of the reversal energy. It's rooted in the death culturalism and the apex also of the Illuminati and the high level reptilian elites. It's rooted in them. It came from them. It came from somewhere. It's something that walks within and among all of us all the time. Sometimes realized more or less differently. For many and most, sometimes realized not at all. Like complete denial, complete unwillingness to look at the quality of their heart. And I felt this coming up when I plunged myself into that reversal stargate at the Vatican, the inverted and corrupted and hijacked planetary vortice. And what I found at the root of that, okay, emotionally, What is at the core is the destructive power of hatred. Okay, and I know I've been building this up. You're like, just get to the point. What is she talking about? I'm talking about hatred. Okay, this is what I'm seeing is at the core of the shadow, of the darkness, right? It's emotion that is poison. It is poison to the human spirit, to the human heart, to the human mind, and even the soul. I think it can really even take a toll, and it can really damage you deeply, and it can damage your loved ones. Hatred can rip and tear through you, even towards those that you love, and you don't want to hurt them, and you don't want to inflict pain upon anyone. You want the best thing, you want the right outcome, but the hatred festers. Even the word, it carries power. And some literally shudder inside at how close, when I say the word hatred, right, it brings this feeling as we really have to transcend through the darkest nights on this earth. It brings forth this feeling, though, when you hear the word, right? There's a lot of birds. I just feel really in sync with them right now. Like the messages have to come forward today. These messages that I have today, I know that they're going to help someone. And I feel as it's as this time of the year, we're really in a dissension strain. The collective goes through a strain in the dissension timelines. Okay, and some of us, depending on how we entered into that dissension timeline, we are able to keep our heads above water, right? Because we have mastered self-mastery, self-love. We have mastered the frequency of neutrality and balance. And we have hardened and shapened and carved ourselves, refined ourselves like the diamond under the rough to withstand the dissension timeline. So we strive through it. But not everybody does. Most of us don't. Most of us, the weight of hatred becomes unbearable. And it also becomes more visible in the most depressed spaces and places of the heart, field, and the body. And it's an emotion today that I think many of us don't like to look at or recognize within ourselves because of what we have been programmed to believe or react to it when the word is even spoken. And this is the problem with being able to transmute it, is if you say that you hate something, you most often are immediately corrected and told not to say that it's bad. So we are taught to not express the inner turmoil that we feel, to turn away from it, and to even suppress it and just try not to acknowledge it inside. This is what we do. If someone is to say that they hate something or that they feel hatred, they would immediately be looked at as if they were bad, as if they had problems, as if they were ignorant or non-integral in some way. And as a society and as a collective and as those of us who are just loving human beings, family members, spouses, mothers, fathers, if and even as a collective, we don't really give tolerance to hatred because it's believed to be the reason for violence and diabolical acts. And this is true. This is true. Hatred, unchecked, does and will lead to transgressions of many kind when left unchecked. It is the root of the violence. It's the root of backlash, outrage. It is the root of swift actions. It can be the root of theft, thievery. It can be the root of when we see things that are done, like when the entire Capitol building in Washington, D.C. was bum rushed during the Trump elections. That was because of hatred. When we see school shootings and children going into school and shooting other children, this is coming from hatred. It also stems from in society and in the past, in ways we've seen what it's done. It's created war. It's been the reason for all of our culture wars, right? It's behind aggressive mind control tactics. It's behind genocide. I believe there are 8 classifications or stages or steps of genocide. Okay, and it goes through a process of descension through that. Hatred is an entire realm of its own in the reversal world that goes from classifying it, symbolizing it, dehumanizing, organizing it, polarizing within hatred. And it goes into preparation processes and even leads to extermination, leads to genocide. A lot of this stuff is forced upon people. A lot of this stuff was forced upon the Jews under the Nazi rule. Okay, and when hatred is supported, there then is a backlash of denial. And that denial then becomes the symbolism of their power. And this is what our Willy Wonka system is really rooted in at the end of the day. They wear the badges of hatred as a command, as a power, as a force. And you know, it runs through a lot of extremist groups as well. What I want to know is, when are we really ready to address it? What I have found is that hatred is connected to blame and shame and guilt and grief and regret. And it is the lowest emotions on the planet that ride the death wave and the death current on this earth. There is a death wave and a death current that comes in, and it takes lives, it takes souls. And maybe those souls were in alignment to that death wave and it was their time, but it is orchestrated by the frequency of hatred, by the reversal energy. And we can build a feeling of hate when we feel something, someone or some person, some race, some nation, some organization, some act, something even within ourselves is to blame for something. And we feel like we haven't been heard. And we feel like we haven't received justice for that. And it's usually something that's come through an inconvenience. It's something that has come through a feeling of something being unintegral or an injustice that's come against us, an act of immorality, betrayal, deceit, deception, and lies. And we store more and more fractals of our emotions in the deep pockets of hatred within us. So my message today is, I just really want to ask you guys to do a self-check on your heart. Where do you sit within this? Do you push it away? Do you deny that? Do you look at it? Do you observe it? Does hatred have a place in your life? Do I harbor any feelings of hatred towards myself or anyone else, or to the collective, or to the Willy Wonka? Towards our shared perceived evils of the world. When we hold hatred against evil, it creates more evil. It doesn't actually dispel it like we think it does. It creates more. That's one thing about the grid work that I have found, you guys, that going into these reversal energies, we can't go into it. We go into it as warriors. We go into it as an intention to correct what is reversal, but we can never go in the intention with the intention to fight evil with evil. We always have to go in with the intention to bring the light and to stand in light and to raise the consciousness of the land. It can never be to fight hatred with hatred or evil with evil. It just doesn't work because our inner hatred is creating the outer world. What is within is without. No hatred, no matter how justified it is serving the solution. In fact, it creates a bigger hole. And then we ourselves also feed the reversal energy. We feed that loosh, we feed that system of hijack and the Templars and the crucifixion and all of the genetic modification and all of the support that powers evil. We start feeding it when we hold this hatred in our own hearts. And I know this is really hard to do, and even to admit to yourself, is to really look inside yourself and find where you're holding that. But we really do have to see where we're holding it inside ourselves to purify it. I can tell you the entire span of the 3 weeks after I got back from the Vatican, I was hearing voices in my head. I was hearing voices that weren't mine. It was if I was being, that there was a mind wave going through me that wasn't mine. And it was a lot of darkness. It was a lot of dark thoughts. It was telling me to hate myself. And within that time frame, I had seen maybe 3 other people that were telling me the same thing. That there was something inside them that was telling them that they were bad, that was telling them to hate themselves. So I really ask you to maybe evaluate that. Look at yourself and your thoughts. Are they positive thoughts or are they negative thoughts? And are these thoughts really yours? Identify where those are coming in and collapse down those portals. Sometimes when we hold our psychic connection open to others, right? And our psychic connection comes through the heart. So it is your 4th dimensional imprint frequency that opens you up to that. And this is really where we can connect ourselves and hold ourselves open to forms of hatred in others and become merged with their mental field and their hatred. And then that becomes yours. That becomes yours. I really feel that for many in this higher consciousness community, we hate the enslavement of humanity. We hate the farming of humans. We hate the ignorance of humanity. We hate the darkness that we see in the world. And we hate what we are doing to our children, the earth, the land. We're frustrated. We're furious. We're fed up over it. And we share this complaint with one another. And I'm guilty of it too. It's our grievance, but it also generates our shared hate amongst us. And this is what we're coming to identify in the collective right now. This is what we're coming to clear in the collective right now. So we always have to have our tact, our etiquette, and the ways in which we implement our service to mission. This is very important. That when we're doing this work, that we strive to not come from hatred. I don't think that many people realize the energy and the intent behind their thoughts, emotions, actions. They can generate things, and even entities. Hatred generates entities and calls them into you. When one is holding hate, it is often a soft submission to infiltration of lesser, darker spirits, hauntings and possessions that bleed out from the reversal gate systems. We can't sit here and say that these reversal gate systems don't exist on this earth. And I'm just getting hot, so I'm getting wiggly. It's all about depending on the intention, the strength of the mind and the emotion, as well as the power of spiritual intent. Those ingredients will dictate the strength of the energy being generated into some kind of form of an entity. An angry and a violent person who is unaware of ritual magic can conjure demonic entities. It comes through the spirits, it comes through the addictions, it comes through the alcohol. We all know this. It comes through our anger, our anguish, our undealt with and relenting internal battles. And this can send negative curses and negative energies to other people. It's so important for us to be self-checking without having full conscious awareness that they're doing this. Okay, the spiritual world is an unseen world. It's an unconscious world. For many, not for all. But many that feel that they think that they know, they don't actually know. This is the power of a black magician and the use of ritual magic for the intent of conjuring these types of entities. One can be a black magician and not know that they are a black magician and think that they are serving the light out of the collective and individual energy streams that has been created. It's specified by the intent of the ritual. It doesn't matter if they're aware of it or not. That's why the elites get away with what they do, because they're unconscious to the subliminal messaging of the SRA. So it doesn't matter if we are unconscious, awake, or sleep, or do not believe spiritual forces or collective energies exist. We are all contributing, collaborating, and co-creating with the many forces that exist in this world in every possible shade and grade of light and dark. The direction of energy or intent can evolve into some form of sentient being when it's fed into the collective consciousness, which animates it into some kind of form. And that animation is then and can be used against us. And it is used against us through the looking glass technology, the alien invader technology. I think it's just so important today, especially today. Today is a heightened day. There's a lot going on today. There's a lot coming in. We have to be aware of the energy and the intent of hatred to another person, to ourselves, to what we hold. The frequency of hate through morphogenesis can really take the form of an etheric weapon. And those etheric weapons will be cast upon the energy field of the aura of that person in which it is directed. That energy of hatred comes through as a weapon. And that's really how the world of satanic and alien forces work, is they use those etheric weapons to twist it into people, into persons, through their mind wave fields, bring those negative and hateful thoughts into your mind to create more pain and more etheric damage within you. This is an example of how our energy is used against us without our awareness of what we are actually participating with. Because every thought we generate, every action we make, we are giving some form of expression to the quality of energy that exists in our consciousness and simultaneously exists in the world. It feels heavy, guys. It feels real heavy today. I actually brought some sage up to the park because I was going to just, clear myself here, but I forgot my lighter. So I can't do that now. But I feel like when I look back in some of my own core world wounding, I think what comes up for me with this the most, and where there are still seeds of hatred in the timelines of Lemuria, that there are seeds of hatred in the timelines of the Ioni massacre, They made these females hate themselves. Okay, these females were chained up and continually forced into having children till they died. And this made them hate themselves and hate their children and made them want to kill themselves and kill their children. This is a huge trauma to the divine feminine. Many females on this earth still hold some part of the trauma to this, still hating themselves, not feeling good enough, not feeling like their children are good enough. And so it just really forms issues around the female reproductive system. So this is really a self-check today. Guys, this is a video to go through some self-check. If you're with me, if you're feeling this message today, I want to just invite you to maybe do a little bit of a clearing with me right now. I've been feeling guided to just run somewhat of a recalibration in my own personal field. And if you want to join me with this, I will do it out loud so that way you guys can just clear the seeds of hatred from your field. This is unhooking you from the energetic cords and imprints to the reversal systems, to the reversal gates, and a clearing of the entity bodies and forms that exist within the collective astral and the collective etheric, the collective auric. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a nice deep breath and inhale and exhale now. And I'm just going to run a Merkaba down my crown chakra. And you can too. Just visualize this crown coming down within your pillar of light. Everything we do will be from within the pillar of light. Inhaling and exhaling, going into meditative state now, visualization state now, guys. Running the Merkaba down through my crown, I'm going to open and clear. Down through the third eye, open and clear. Down through the throat chakra, open and clear. Down through the heart chakra, open and clear. Down to the solar plexus, open and clear. Sacral chakra, open and clear. Root chakra, open and clear. Running that Merkaba all the way down like a 12D Merkabic shield, just strengthening, protecting your light body field as you run it through. Inhaling and exhaling, opening up your channel, really connecting into the divine energies now, feeling yourself go all the way up into the cosmic liquid light energy of the universe. Inhaling that cosmic, omnipotent presence down through your vertical ascension column, anchoring it down into your body, all the way down to your earth star chakra, drawing in and calling in the highest divine light of the Christed, cosmic, Sophianic, Christed code, calling this down in now. I've been guided to run somewhat of a plasmic recalibration right at the solar plexus. So what I want you to see is that sphere of the honeycomb come in now. This is the original core divine template of Tiamat, calling and resurrecting the original divine form into the plasma body, into the plasma field, and restructuring this under honeycomb hexagonal template, as this is the true flower of life design. Feel that expand within you from the solar plexus all around. As the fractals of the honeycomb, the fractals of the flower of life expand 360 degrees around you, emanating in crystic spheres of cosmic divine light, radiating aqua and diamond and higher pink hues of crystalline opalescent divine waves of light all around that flower of life, expanding within your field, pulling you into the original divine templating, restructuring you from within the core, and taking that all the way down to your fetal cells, running recalibration here and extracting seeds of hatred from the fetal cells, transmuting it out of the astral field, transmuting it out of the auric field, all the way down from the 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, collapsing it down now and sealing off any wormhole systems or portal systems right at the base of the spine. Drawing up the natural connections to the Earth's holographic matrix, relinquishing the fear matrix programs, fear matrix designs, and artificial programming up underneath our feet, collapsing that down and clearing this now. Inhaling and exhaling. releasing more karmic residue, releasing the depths of the seeds of hatred, clearing this through the cosmic Akash, clearing this through all timelines of the Atlantean, Lemurian, Hyperborean, and Polarian races, all the way to the Aryan and the sixth root race. We clear these seeds of hatred, damning humanity. Inhaling and exhaling, clearing it now, deeper. Going back to the original divine hexagonal honeycomb matrix within the flower of life, expanding this all the way around you now, imprinting and recoding this from the true Christic spirals, the open source flower of life that draws in the ascending waves of the timelines, fractals now of Andromeda coming down. Feeling the wind of the Divine Mother and Pachamama come into your heart. Iru, come into your heart. Calling her in now through the emerald fire of the restorative flames, renewing, restoring, upgrading our light bodies now, nurturing, clearing, healing, collapsing down the old. Ah! Come here, babies. And this is my puppy dog, you guys. She's so happy to be at the park today. She can't even contain herself. Ah, he's so happy. So happy. Well, I feel like that concludes my meditation. I really hope that that helped some of you to clear out what may have been being held within. I know that this was what I needed today, and I love you all so much. You guys truly are my family. You truly are my support system. You guys are there for me in hard times. So I want to be able to return that to you and help gain more awareness around what really exists at the core of the reversal energies. I'm gaining so much knowledge with going into these sites and seeing into the depth of what is there, that really understanding the true mechanics of this has helped me to be able to also create things within myself to overcome this on a galactic level, to overcome this on a planetary level, to overcome this on a human level of our humanitarianness. And so I look forward to being able to apply more of that to future work that we do, grid work that we do. I really invite you to consider the Washington, D.C. event as I'm still preparing it. It's not up on the website, but again, if you're interested in attending this, you can message me at info@IndigoAngel222.com. We will put you on the wait list that we have so far that we're kind of just building. And know that the goal is to go in and be the light. Go in and raise the consciousness by simply expanding the field, right? Expanding the field of intelligence. That's all we have to do, is be able to open the portals of light so that way others can experience it and go through the gateway. That in itself is what cures the hatred, is what cures it, is expanding the awareness of light, of the intent of light, and the power of the creation and the healing of that within that. So yeah, guys, it's a beautiful day. I hope you guys are out getting some sunshine. I love you all so much. I'll be back soon with more messages.